Okay, now we're ready. This is for real.
Good.
Okay, now we're really ready. It begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, we want to help kids.
TMS Vegas just got even more interesting.
Bill Cosby is having an amazing experience in jail.
4 stars. That teacher is terrible.
I always wear this mask.
That's a huge goldfish.
Tom's Tech Time.
Recomentals and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
I'm on the wrong tab. Here we go.
George Hughes likes to keep in touch with home when he's out and about in Stoke-on-Trent, but it's not always easy.
It's so cute on you, Min May. You could start a whole new fashion.
The Morning Stream. They sleeps in the raw with their ma and pa.
Greetings, my fellow Earthlings, and welcome back to another episode of The Morning Stream for Wednesday, February 13th, 2019. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on in Denver? Woo!
You know, it's lovely outside. I don't know what this snow is that everybody's talking about across the country, but I don't see any of it here.
I got left here.
I don't care.
I got some for you. Want to come get it? You can come get it.
No,
it's
that's
only
okay.
11-hour drive. No problem. Just head over.
Well, I can get snow with a much shorter drive, Scott.
Yeah, that's true. You just go up the mountains, I guess. Yeah.
We got mountains. Yeah, it's up there, but we don't have them.
We have a lot in the bay, or a lot in the valley, but we have a crap ton in the mountains. And I'm told that the skiing is incredible at the moment. But I don't ski, so I don't care. I wish I cared about skiing, but I don't. It's just not my thing.
Yeah, I don't either. It's that's an expensive sport. I'm not into expensive sports. I'm into
cheap.
You know, buy a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? I don't need to buy a lift ticket to go ride on the bike path.
Nope. I'm not into that. I mean, I kind of like it up there, but I like it when it's not hard to get up there. I don't want to have a car that has to have 4-wheel drive plus chains. Like, I can't do any of that stuff. So it's just not for me.
Listen. And we're not at all, people who enjoy skiing. Awesome, power to you, and you won't have me tying up your slopes.
Yeah, well, I like watching it. I like watching some of these snowboarders do their crazy business. It's fun.
Yeah, I am one obstacle that you do not have to worry about.
Actually, 2 of the worst injuries I ever had in my life were on a ski slope. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of them was I was 14, and we were all on tubes. Doing tube stuff, and it was a ski slope, but we were on a part of it where you could have tubes. And I got all turned around and was like going down the hill really fast and was going backwards, couldn't see who was behind me, and some Dingledorf McGillicuddy's crossing across the path, and I slammed into him so hard that my left arm literally went shunk, pulled out, and then went back in, and then still hurts. I still have problems with the shoulder because of it. So, yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes, Ninja Steve, lava tubes. You nailed it. Hey, we got a lot to talk about today. Let's get started.
We do.
So, Brian and I have an announcement to make that is, I think, a good thing. We don't just think it's a good thing. This is a good thing. This is a very cool it's a cool thing. So, as you probably know, we are usually pretty vocal about wanting to help kids. It's generally a thing I'm a big believer in. If it's a small thing like the neighbor up the road's getting bullied, or something extreme like a kid's, we find out a listener's got a kid in the hospital with a accident or cancer or something like that, we like to try to belly up and help. But sometimes you feel like you don't have a lot of control and there's not a lot you can do, and thank goodness we have some fun news for you today. This is good news. We have decided to align ourselves as board members of a new charity called Heart Crate. Heart Crate. Now you hear that and you go,
Heart Crate.
Crate. Interesting. Like those things you get in the mail.
They will deliver a human heart once a month.
That's exactly it.
To your doorstep.
Finally, organ delivery the way we always wanted it. No, it's not that at all. So
it's even better.
In particular, this is, and you can go to heartcrate.org, right? Did I do that right?
Yes.
Go to heartcrate.org. Nothing spelled funny. It's HEARTCRATE. Heartcrate.org, and go check it out. It is entirely 100% focused on kids who have been abandoned, abused, exploited, underprivileged, all that kind of stuff. So I'll give you an example. Imagine a household where the state has to bust in there, arrest the parents for, laying around in a pile of meth all day, and it turns out to punish their kids, they would burn their kids with a hot iron or something. Like, that's literally the kind of kids we're helping. Like, kids with severe needs and who have had some really bad exposure to some really bad stuff in their lives.
And usually what happens in those cases is social services comes in, the parents are like getting arrested or whatever's going on, where they basically have to take the kid out of that situation. And there's no time for the kid to grab any of his belongings or toys. Basically, he's got a garbage bag that he kind of throws some clothes into just so he's got something. And chances are slim that he ever goes back to that house again for good reason. And it just means that they've got very little stuff. They get moved into a rehabilitation facility, which is great, but doesn't really have all the amenities. Sometimes it's a bed that's barely better than a prison bed, and they're in this room. They've got the stuff that they brought with them, but nothing else. And these are kids who love Pokemon and love Power Rangers and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And so Heart Crate works with the kids to find out what their interests are. So they don't just get a bunch of random toys. They get toys that are particular to their interests, and they get a letter from a volunteer, a geek like us, who is interested in the same stuff. And it's a letter that just connects with the kid on that pop culture level, that geek level, to say, all right, you know what? You like Power Rangers? I like Power Rangers too. My favorite villain is this guy, and I always wanted to be the red Power Ranger because I like red, and blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
And then they get this box that they can kind of take with them. It's got their stuff on it. It's got their name on it. They can personalize it however they want. And when they finally get moved into a new home, they've got that stuff to take with them, and stuff that they're interested in and that they like. So it's a really, really cool organization.
And sometimes they don't even know. Like I was talking to one of the founders who's talking about how you would sit down with some of these kids and introduce them to, say, Magic the Gathering. And some of these kids have never even heard of it because, again, living in the situations they're living in, they're not exposed to that stuff. They don't get opportunities to build their love of nerdy culture because it's not in the house. It's just not there. And so part of this is giving them new experiences. It's like saying, look, turns out a kid who's been horribly abused and mistreated also has a really analytical mind for strategy or something. You introduce him to Magic the Gathering, and suddenly he is just enthralled in this brave new world of awesomeness that he's not judged for. He can get really good at. He can find friends who are also into it. Like, introducing these guys to this kind of culture is to these kids is part of this, is a huge part of it. Because a lot of them, I mean, that's the part of the problem. Their dad's a meth head and lives in the garage, and the kids are all crammed into a closet, and nobody treats anybody with any respect. There's a very good chance they haven't even heard of it. They don't know what. Some of them don't know what Power Rangers are because they've never had an opportunity. So what we're saying is, why not give them and other kids a chance to live out that stuff in a more full way? It's not just simply let's send a bunch of random toys. It's a targeted effort to say, look, you're a kid. You should be able to live like a kid.
Get to have some kid things.
Yeah, and it's hard to make up for years of abuse or horrible stuff that you've seen. You'll never get that. That's hard to wash that stuff off. But we can do this one little thing for you, and we can maybe give them the spark of light they need to kind of turn whatever next corner they've got. So this immediately appealed to me as a thing that I would love to support, and we want you guys to check it out and decide if you want to support it. Here's the cool thing. In the future, various opportunities will arise, like let's have some kind of video game tournament in the community, and all of the proceeds during this 4-hour stream for that tournament will go to heartcrate.org, or we'll have other events where we'll do like collection stuff. Sometimes people are like, well, I don't really have money, but I work for a company that has a ton of these plushies.
Right. Great. Or even I've been getting loot crates for the last 4 years, and I've got this box of about 50 things that I don't care about, and I'd love to send it to you guys to give to these kids.
Right.
The really cool thing also about this is that Michael and Daryl, who founded this company, are tadpoolers. These are guys who come from our community. They love this stuff. They love TMS. They love the shows on the network. So they're all about being part of this community. And so it's kind of their way of saying, hey, let's all work together and kind of do something really cool together. And you can do money, you can do toys, you can even become a volunteer that writes letters talking about your cool geeky experiences. That time you got to meet Stan Lee, or the time that you shook hands with Rob Liefeld and he admired your chest and said, I could draw like that. Things like that. You can write these letters to these kids and be a volunteer that way too. A lot of great ways to support it.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, you just need to go to their site, to the About page, and look at Scott's bio, because
I understand they didn't use my photo. Something changed. What happened? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I mean, there's a photo of you with the photo of you with Kim.
Oh, is there a description that I should probably go look?
Yes. Oh, did you not know
I didn't know about
the bio
this.
that got written for you?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna go.
Patton Oswalt might be a little miffed about your bio.
Oh, is this MODOK related somehow?
It's your MODOK bio. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going right now. It's on the About
Did you
page.
not write this? I thought for sure you wrote this,
No,
because it's hilarious.
I didn't write it. They must have done it. Let's see. Where's the?
It's About, and you're at the very bottom. Scroll to the.
Scott Johnson is a former employee of Advanced Idea Mechanics, an arms dealing organization specializing in futuristic weaponry who undergoes substantial mutagenic medical experimentation. Originally designed to increase his intelligence, while successful, this experimentation results in a freakishly overdeveloped head, causing the character's signature look and use of a flying chair for mobility. That's fantastic. Nice.
Oh, that's the best. I think the best part is the fact that you didn't write that. I think that's the that makes me so happy.
They must not have got my email with my real one, but I'll get that to them. But anyway,
that's funny.
It's,
are you kidding? You got to keep that.
Well,
one.
I'm fine keeping it. If they're okay keeping it, I don't care. But it's a really cool thing, and I want you guys to go check it out. Heartcrate.org. And we'll bring it up here and there. We got I have some ideas about some streams and stuff I want to do.
Fun to do it just dawned on me. You don't know Jack Drawful competition? I would love. You and I have never played Drawful. Oh no, I guess we did once, right?
We?
Drawful with each other. You don't know Jack Drawful?
I don't remember if we did or not. I know I played it on a stream once, but I can't remember if you were there or not.
I think I played 1 or 2 rounds, and
yeah, you might have been there. We'd do that again. That thing's fun as crap. I love that.
That was a blast.
Yeah, I'd play that. My favorite game they ever put out in that Jackbox thing was Drawful. And I know they did a Drawful 2 in the 3rd box or something, but they're up to 5, and they haven't done much with it since. So get back to your roots.
Yeah. Though it's a formula that you can't really improve on, right? No. You draw, you post it, everybody guesses what it is, and then you kind of move on to the next player.
Yeah. This is all true.
I don't know how you make a 2.0 Drawful.
Maybe it's just meant to always be there, and it's okay that there's not some version.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, we'll do a lot of that sort of stuff. Always nerdy, always fun, and more importantly, always trying to help some kids who need it. So
totally.
And here's the thing: like, can you imagine anything worse? There are kids who have seen stuff, man.
Oh, I know.
You're 5 and 6. You're not supposed to experience the hideous things some kids see and experience.
They were telling us about some kids that they pulled out of tried to pull out of a situation where the parents were disciplining the children with tasers, and there is no place in hell that is bad enough for parents who would discipline their children with tasers.
Yeah, think about that. That's horrendous.
No offense out there to any listeners who might be disciplining their children with tasers.
Yeah. No, big offense to them. They can bite me.
Yes, of course. Yeah, of course.
If somebody out there likes tasers for their little fun bedtime hour, that's fine. Do what you got to do.
Exactly. I say that, there needs to be tasers on those parents 24 hours a day. I don't know what maybe I'm going down a bad path here, but
whatever. Look, that's not a part of society we need to worry about offending. They can bite me. But yeah, we want to help kids like that. And and it's hard, man. Like, it doesn't matter. There's never enough resources. Like, there's never enough programs. There's never enough stuff to do it. So what happens is people like Heartcrate step in and they try to fill the void. So that's all we're trying to do.
Totally.
So go check it out.
Some tadpoolers in their donation list too. So
very nice.
If you've already contributed, you guys are awesome, and thank you.
Yeah, heartcrate.org. And by the way, I guess we should mention Brian and I, we get nothing.
Exactly.
For being
on the board. As a matter
board.
of fact, I even did their website, the website you're looking at, except for your bio, Scott.
Yeah.
I turned it over to them and got everything started for them, and they've been taking it from there. And I didn't design it; they started with a design, and I kind of like modeled the work I did after that. But
fleshed it out.
Out of the love for these guys and what they're doing. And they are awesome and deserve the coming to fruition of this company.
Yep,
that should happen.
So keep an eye on it. Heartcrate.org. Okay, one other important thing. Be here at the end of today's show. Yes. After Nicole leaves, we have a big announcement regarding TMS Vegas. We can finally say it.
Bigly. It's a bigly announcement.
It's bigly. It's huge. It's
Listen,
the best announcement.
Tell you. It's people, you're not gonna want to miss this. Believe me.
Yeah, believe me. Many people are talking about it.
Many people.
It's happening today. So be here at the end of the show. Big news on that front. And finally, I have to tell you a very funny thing that happened.
Okay.
Yesterday, Nick had to go in for a medical checkup for his he got a new job. I don't know if I told you. I guess I didn't tell anyone this.
Did he get the job at the Boots place, the Red Wing shoes?
Yes, that's the place. How did you know? Did I tell you that he was
because you told us about that last week.
Oh, okay, yeah. So the Red Wing people, apparently these are like $400 shoes. I didn't know what. I don't pay attention to the shoe world. I don't really know what's happening, but they're, I guess, a big deal. And he really wanted to work there. He loves their shoes, loves their boots, and
Quentin Tarantino owns stock in this company. These shoes are so good.
He likes to take them off immediately, but yes.
Can I have the rejects, please? You know the ones people try on in the store? Can I have those?
I'm making a movie. I'm writing a Star Trek script. I was just wondering if I could get some shoes from you. That'd be great. Anyway, so he's working over there at the Red Wing, and or he's going to. He's just getting started. His last week at the bakeries this week, and then he's off to do that job. And he's very excited about it. It's a big pay increase, plus commissions. He's going to do great. It's all very exciting. But part of it was, hey, we require for new employees a medical check, and it's not a drug test. It's like hearing and eyesight and that kind of stuff, because some of the time he'll be driving, some of the time he'll be doing some other stuff. So it's just something they do as a standard procedure. So he goes in to get this done. Now, Brian, whenever you've had a hearing test in the past, me, I'm sure, you sat down and they put like headphone cans on you, and then had a machine and had these like different tones, and then you would raise your hand if you heard it or not, and then they would check your range of hearing.
And one ear and the other ear, and
exactly, kind of like an eyesight test with some actual tested hardware and all of that. I would have thought, and he also thought as he was going into this room for the hearing test, that's what he'd get. Instead, this is what he got. A little Asian lady, she's fine, whatever, who cares? The little Asian lady says, okay, what I need you to do is go to that side of the room and face the corner. So he goes into the corner, and he's standing there really nervously, and she says, okay, I want you to repeat words that I say. and she goes,
oh my God, I was going to make the joke that she just stood there. Can you hear that?
That's what she did. She says, she stood over by the door, and she goes like this. She goes, and these are the words she used. She goes, ice cream. And Nick goes, ice cream? And then she goes, okay, now turn the other way, go this direction, and now tell me. And she goes, baseball. And he goes, baseball. I mean, is that the driver test? That's what they're saying. Okay, the chat room's saying commercial drivers get this test. It blew me away.
Needle.
Green needle.
Yanny.
It caught me as so odd. Is that a thing then, chat room?
I've never ever heard of such a thing. That is
Kizarati in the chat says that is the test for commercial drivers. So and they were doing it because he had to also drive. So maybe there's some common thing and I just never heard of it. But I was like, what? It was at a doctor's office though. It wasn't some.
It's where they should have equipment for testing hearing. I would think.
Yeah, it was a doctor's office, not some on-site training facility or something weird like that. It was just a weird. Delemke in the chat. This is why our healthcare costs are skyrocketing. Yeah, these really expensive tests to check your hearing, but it's just a very odd thing, and I thought it was funny, so I'd share it. All right.
Sorry, I'm moving the desk or the chair and the dog.
Oh, The Chair and the Dog. I love that show. It's a great old 50s sitcom. It was fantastic.
Come lay down. Lay down.
I'm going to
She's
add...
pacing because Tina's gone, and it's driving me nuts.
Well, she'll be here today, right? Tonight?
She is. She comes home at, she'll be home by 1. By the time I start Coverville, she'll be home.
Oh, 1 in the afternoon. That's not bad.
1 in the afternoon. Yep.
I was thinking in the night. Oh, that's the other complaint I wanted to make. Nick was up until 3:30 a.m.
Oh, my God.
Almost 4, playing Apex Legends with his 2 buddies.
That's a new hot thing, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge. But I've been playing. It's great. It's a great game. But 3:30, dude. Freaking, I know you're 18 and you're feeling your oats a little, but come on, dude.
Does he start this is what Tristan did too. Does he start the new job? He doesn't start the new job today, does he?
No, it's next week. So this is what he's doing.
Okay.
He's sandbagging and slacking in between.
Well, he's getting his last business out, right? Like he's getting the last vestiges of fun before he starts the new job.
I guess so, but he's still finishing the other job, so it's not like he's not working. In fact, today he works. He's going to be dead tired. I don't know how he's going to do it. He won't even have had, 4:30. He still hasn't had how many hours of sleep? It hasn't been that long. 5 hours of sleep so far? And he needs 9 or he's a zombie.
Yeah. No, that was the way Tristan was.
Oh, well, what are you going to do? Let's find out how Brian Dunaway sleeps after I play this. Brian Dunaway, hello.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian. I sleeps very well.
Do you sleep?
How do you sleep? I don't know how you sleep at night, Brian Dunaway.
Do you do it
I sleep very well on my tummy tum. That's how I sleep.
Oh, I wish I could do that. I can't do that. It hurts.
Oh yeah, no.
Makes my neck
If
and my
that
back
doesn't
hurts.
work, I'll fall up into the fetal position and cry.
Yeah. I can fall asleep in some pretty weird positions, but for some reason I can't on my back or on my stomach. I just can't do it. Never. And even when I was a skinny little twerp, I couldn't do it. Just breathe funny.
I might be able to do it if I had one of those massage tables with the cutout hole for your face, because that is the problem when I sleep on my stomach. Is my neck just hurts like crazy.
Yeah.
But if I could just stick my head down through a hole, dark as my soul, I'd rather die than
get older.
Get sleep control. Then I could do it. Then I could totally sleep on my stomach.
Nice.
That's it.
Dunaway, you're here, and that's great because we like you. You're pretty good.
I am here, and I wanted to stay up last night until 1 or 2 in the morning to play Apex Legends, but I decided I better not.
Yeah.
What is this PC only, or is there?
No, it's console.
It's everywhere. It's
every
on
platform.
PC.
Well,
Yeah,
not
PlayStation
Switch.
4,
You can't get it on
Xbox.
Switch or phones, but you can get it on Xbox.
Everywhere
and
that
PlayStation.
matters. No, I'm just kidding.
Can I
love
play it on
I
my
love my
Mac?
Switch.
Is the question really?
Incorrect. You cannot play it on your
there
Mac.
you go.
Yeah.
No Mac, no Linux. It says.
Yeah. So you won't
That's
have
all
that.
right. I'm fine with that. I don't need another game to ignore.
Well, it's free, so you wouldn't actually have to pay for it and leave it on your shelf. So that's good. But
So you don't have a
I'm just as
PS4
good
or?
at it. Oh, I do have a PS4. Yes.
Oh,
you
okay.
can play it on there.
Yeah.
I was feeling sorry for you for a minute. Now it's all gone.
No.
When I turn my PS4 back on, the first thing I'm playing is Persona 5.
Yeah. PlayStation 4, Persona 5. Oh, wait, so it hasn't been turned on in a while, is what you're saying. That thing has been off for a while.
Exactly what I'm saying.
Okay, I get it.
I've been wanting to pick up Beat Saber for the PSVR because I hear that's awesome on the PSVR. Have not turned on the PSVR or turned on the PS because it's like, no, as soon as I do it, I need to do these things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that game is cool. That game's really neat.
I look at my to-do list and I look at the PlayStation and I say, to-do list goes first.
We played that on the Vive, and it's good. That's a really cool game. Hey, we got a caller on the line. We should say hi to them. Hi, who's this?
Hi, it's Tanner Goodman. How are you guys?
Hey, Tanner Goodman.
Look at that. It's Tanner.
Oh, we love Tanner Goodman. Tanner Goodman, one of the nicest, most generous people in our whole community. What a cool dude he is.
Oh, be quiet.
Yes.
It's true, man. It's true. I tell no lies. It's good to have you here. Yes, Brian. What were you going to say?
And Tanner's starting up a brand new podcast called Under the Covers. Where he interviews bands and artists that do cover songs and actually does the thing that I've been wanting to get back into doing but just haven't had the time, and he does it so much better than I could do it anyway. So Tanner's going to be interviewing all these independent artists that do these amazing covers.
Are you going to talk to Weezer? Because their new cover album, talk to Weezer? No?
No, because Weezer's new cover album is sad.
It is sad. I don't love it. It's not great.
It's sad.
It's not very great.
It makes me sad because it's not Weezery.
No, it's not Weezery at all. In fact, it just sounds like one of those TV shows that's spent less money by buying the bad copy of a song to play in the background so that you sort of thought it was real. That's what it sounds like to me. It's not great.
Bums me out. Bums me out.
I like it good enough.
Sure you do. Look.
Yeah, it's adequate. It's an adequate cover album.
Yeah, look, you guys have the Carolina Ravens. No, what do you have? The what are they? Panthers.
Oh my God, we went through this last
Sorry,
time.
I know. I did it again. I get the Ravens and the Panthers constantly mixed up. It's because they're both black animals. One just happens to be a foul airbound animal, and the other one is a freaking jungle animal. I'm just saying, I conflate their dark feathers and dark fur. I can't help it. It's nothing to do with race. Where are you guys going with this? I don't think there's a racial component to animals and their fur or
black
feather
animals. Color. Oh, what? White panthers don't exist, Scott? White ravens?
Do they? What? Do they? I don't know.
No, they don't. Not to my knowledge.
Unless they're albino or something.
Albino, that sounds cool.
Isn't an albino panther basically just a white tiger then at that point? Or no, they wouldn't have stripes. What would they be? I guess it'd just be an albino panther.
Scott.
Why would they change their species just because they're changing their... Okay.
Right, exactly.
It doesn't make sense. Let's not think about it anymore. All right, let's go to...
Did you know that polar bears... Did you know that polar bears are not actually white? They're actually translucent.
Oh, weird. Oh. Actually, whenever I see one, they're kind of yellow and they look like pee. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, they do. Exactly. Right. Yeah, they look like that part of the back of a white cat.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's because you're seeing their flesh. That's because you're seeing their flesh through it because it's all transparent.
Well,
and did you see
their fur is exactly, the fur is
and they're giving the Russians a terrible time right now too, by the way. So get out your
I thought it wasn't polar bears. I thought it was the regular bears, like brown bears were giving them a hard time.
No, polar bears are coming down. They're like they're like, it's too hot up here in this in the polar area. We're coming to eat your trash and you if you don't move.
All right.
They're standing in the line for bread.
Right.
Nice. Hey, do we have any...
There's a Cold War image that probably doesn't exist anymore, but I like it.
If somebody
my friend has been holding my place in line.
If somebody is or what you would call traditionally albino, is there a better way of calling them something? Like, do they not like that? You know what I mean? Like, if somebody shows up, if they're all white,
albino is still the politically correct term.
It's an okay thing to say? All right. Because if they're all white with pink eyes... If I'm supposed to call you something else, you better let me know because I don't know.
Pigmentally challenged? Pigmentally...
I wouldn't say pigmentally challenged. I wouldn't say that. That's bad. That's pig-mentally challenged.
That's not where I was going. I was
I know.
Like trying to figure out if
wrong.
Pigmentally challenged.
Let's see.
I feel better by the fact that like right after I said it, with our delay, by the way, like 5 people in the chat room said exactly the same thing.
Yeah, you were the Lord of the Flies.
Pigmentally challenged is the word I was really going for.
Let's see. Just call them friend or hey you like everybody else. All right, BioCow.
Yes, there you go.
Hey, Tanner, welcome to the show. Are you sure you still want to be associated with this business?
Of course he does.
Of course. I will say, though, I am at work, and I might have to jet, like, in a moment's notice.
Oh, well, that's fine.
Hang up.
Cool.
You do whatever you got to do. One way or the other, you're going to get to choose because Brian's going to tell you these rules, and then you're going to say who starts and who wins. So even if you're not here, you either win or lose.
You can win in absentia as long as you tell us what you want. So I'm going to give Scott and Brandon away a topic. They're going to go back and forth with answers for that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Your job is to predict who's going to come out on top based on the topic. Today you're playing for a 3-pack of Steam games, Gremlins Incorporated, We Were Here Too, and Old Man's Journey.
Oh, I played Old Man's Journey all the way through with Carter. I loved that game.
Those are really good games.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I loved it. It was a sweet little thing, man. What a great little game. All right, that's awesome. What's our thing? What's our topic?
Your topic today, there are 18 Pokemon types. Types of Pokemon.
Oh, Lord.
And rather than make you name individual Pokemon, I'm just going to say let's make it easy and see how many of the 18 Pokemon types you can identify. Before you guys can start, let's go ahead and go to Tanner. Tanner, who do you think is going to win, and who do you want to go first?
Well, considering I sent Scott the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu games, I'm going to hope that he wins, and I will choose Brian to start.
All right. Okay. Let's try it.
Now, How specific are we going to get here? I mean, like, because are we gonna talk elements here, type, or are we talking element types? Or are we talking actual types? Okay, yeah. So that answers the question. All right, then I'm going to go with
like their attacker and defender type. You know how it's like rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Pazer, scissors.
Pazer, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors.
Right, but I think what he's getting to, he's trying to say this without saying them because I know what he means. But like, are we talking like elements and that sort of thing?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to go with then I'm going to go with we go with flying Pokemon?
Flying is a type of Pokemon. Very good, yes. And we're off to a roaring start, gentlemen.
That scares me. That question was just all. I was going to say something else, but the way you...
No, it's hard to get clarification.
Yeah,
you can almost...
I'm trying not to give away anything by, describing by describing what I'm looking for. But it's their way of saying, oh, this Pokemon is really good against this type of Pokemon because it's
it's classifications. Yeah. Sure.
Yes, classification.
Cool.
Exactly.
All right, I'm going to go with water.
Water seems like a pretty obvious one. Of course, water type.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where I was going, but I was scared.
Your Magikarp.
Right. I like the electrical ones. I like
electric, sure.
Yeah.
Well, good old Pikachu's an electric type.
Exactly. That's what, because his tail is a lightning bolt.
It is. It's kind of.
And I was kind of afraid to say it. I was thinking I'm going to get that wrong, and I'm going to get shunned.
Yeah. No, Harry Potter is electric type as well, so that's good too.
Yeah.
If memory serves, there's the ones I hate the most, which are psychic.
Psychic, yeah. You're. I think Mewtwo is psychic. Slowbro, maybe.
Slowbro.
I don't trust those. Those are all like messing with your moods and stuff. They're not cool. Yes. I don't like them.
Exactly. So yes, psychic, very good.
Trying to remember my Pokemon cartoons. Hold on a second.
Psyduck is a good psychic Pokemon.
Oh yeah, we got Psy right there in the name.
It always looks confusing.
Yeah.
Confused. Yeah.
How about the fire Pokemon? Because they're always shooting the fireballs. Right.
Sure, your Charmanders and such. Very good.
Right. Oh my gosh. It's not Earth. It's the stone or rock Pokemon.
Stone Pokemon.
Stone Pokemon. We just got a bunch of those in Colorado. I'm going to give you rock because you did say rock as part of your something. Rock
type.
Oh,
it is rock. It's not stone type. Okay, rock type.
It's just rock type.
All right.
Yep. Your Bon Jovi Pokemon. Your your Def Leopards. Your
Def Leopard's a great name for a Pokemon.
It is. It actually would be, right? Yeah.
I like it. Bon Jovi is pretty good too.
Right.
When you said Charmander, I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, if you think of thinking of Pokemon, then you could probably.
But I was thinking, is there a dragon Pokemon? Is that? I thought there was. I thought that was type was. Is
that your guess, Brian?
Shut up! I don't know. Maybe yes. I'm definitely going with dragon.
There is a dragon type. Yes, there's quite a few dragon Pokemon in the game. So.
Well, I'm trying to think of all the. Now I was going into the into my game mode there because.
Yeah. I don't remember. That would not.
Charizard. I think Charizard.
What was the one that was with
the evolves?
Right. What was the ones that were? There was two dragons on the cover.
Oh yes.
Pokemon game. Is that's not Fire and Ice? What was it? That was.
Was it?
No.
Not Fire and Ice. It was something else. I know which one you mean though.
Yeah.
3DS game.
Yep.
I'm gonna say, even though I'm worried they're also in the water category, but are there ice Pokemon?
There are ice Pokemon.
Ugh.
For sure.
That's a good one.
Yes.
Well, the reason I was confused, or not confused, but hesitant, is in a lot of other sort of RPG settings, those are like, water and ice are part of a kit. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right.
Yep. Nope,
All right.
There are ice Pokemon as well. Oops.
What say you, Brian?
The detective type.
They sound like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. Right. No, wait. Don't do that. That's just.
Yeah, you were kidding.
What I was say. What's that?
We knew you were kidding.
What is it? I always see that there's like a there's like a karate type or a ninja or some kind of martial arts type with ninja type. How's that? Ninja type.
Yeah.
I
know where you're going with it. The question is, do I give it to him?
Well,
karate type. Karate type is what I'm thinking of.
I don't know if you can give him that.
I don't think I give it to him.
Oh, come on!
What is it? What's he aiming at? What's close?
Fighting type.
Oh, I would have never got that. I assume they're all fighting type.
They got the ninja mask thing on and everything.
Yeah, but ninja's more than just fighting. Ninja's stealth and stuff like that. So I can't give it to you. It's
but the fight type is so generic.
Oh no!
That's official. Judges have spoken. That means Tanner.
Congratulations.
You're the winner.
You're a winner.
Well done. You're still with us too. You didn't get pulled away. That's good.
I am.
Is there a bald type or am I thinking of?
Yeah, he's looking at you right
type?
now. He's talking to you now
type.
over the internet.
I'm the bald type Pokemon. Scott, did you have any more in your pocket, by the way, that you were?
I was running out, but I think poison is the only other one I may have thrown out there.
That's good. Yep.
That's all I had. Was my last straw.
Here's the ones you didn't mention: bug, dark, fairy, ghost, grass, ground, poison, as you mentioned, steel, and the all-encompassing normal.
Oh, I see. I wouldn't have gotten any. That we were one off from me not getting any. So what Tanner did was pick the right starter because I wouldn't have.
Did you say flying? I think flying's on that.
That was the first one.
Yeah,
that was
flying.
the first one
I guess.
they said.
Oh yeah, Brian got flying. That's right. So wait, so a bug Pokemon are different than? I thought they were all kind of bugs. No.
No. Come on, Snorlax.
No,
Snorlax not a bug.
Yeah,
or Pikachu.
They're all like mutant bugs and stuff.
They're they're pocket monsters, is what they are, not pocket bugs.
Welcome to the bunch of middle-aged guys talk about Pokemon hour. All right. Well done, Tanner. All you got to do is email Brian, coverville@gmail.com, and he will hook you up with those codes. Congratulations and well done. Dunaway, once again, you've made somebody very happy by being a loser.
Thanks.
Well done. Go play Apex
good job
Legends.
On being a loser.
Go play Apex Legends. I'm sure you'll go straight to the top with your rando crew of 3 people. I'm sure it'll be no problem. And
we got it.
You'll feel like a winner all over again. Bye now. The Brian Dunaway on Twitter.
That might be the fastest I've ever gotten anybody their codes because I've been talking so much with Tanner about this new show that I just copy and paste it right into our text message chat. So he's got the codes even before he probably even hung up the phone.
Nice. Well done, Tanner.
Yes.
I like Tanner. He's a nice kid. I say kid because he's probably a lot younger than me. I don't know. I assume
he's a lot younger than both of us, but I think we're going to see him in Vegas.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
Vegas, man. That's happening.
Yes.
Stick around to the end of the show. Big announcement. Big announcement.
Big announcement.
We're not just blowing smoke up your hoo-ha either. That's like for real big announcement.
Papers have been signed.
Papers are rolling. Wait a minute. It's not about pot.
Oh, God.
Time for this.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive sensational summary of world and local events.
Hey, it's the news brought to you by...
It's brought to you by Coverville. Wow, there was some weird lag just there where it was like, here's the new.
Oh, weird.
This is brought to you by. Hey, this is going to sound like a repeat of last week, but guess what? Because of technical difficulties and the snow we were getting that was playing havoc with internet, there was no Coverville last week. So we're doing it this week.
Sweet.
Coverville is going to be a celebration of the birthday of Jerry Goffin. Everybody knows Carole King and how she can feel the earth move under her feet, but her writing partner for all those years, with all those great songs that she wrote, was Jerry Goffin. And there wouldn't be stuff like The Locomotion and Up on the Roof and those great songs by the Chiffons and the Monkees and Aretha Franklin and stuff like that. Listen, Jerry Goffin wrote You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. And if that's not just an indication of life in a modern age, then I don't know what is. Coverville, 1 p.m. today, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville.
Nice. I like Carole King. She used to come on Letterman all the time, and I used to like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she'd do that. I can feel the earth under my feet.
Yep.
Like she just had
Tapestry was like everybody's parents had Tapestry, the album Tapestry.
That and the Captain and Tennille piece of crap. They always had that.
Oh, Muskrat Susie.
Oh, dude.
Muskrat Sam.
Oh, my gosh.
Doing muskrat sex just as much as they can. I don't know if those are the lyrics, but...
No, but he just died, the captain.
He did, yeah. With Tennille by his side. Even though they divorced...
Yeah, she was still there.
Tennille was right by his side.
Yeah, she sang Muskrat love right there. All right. Hey, let's get to the news here. We got some interesting stories. Bill Cosby. You might be familiar with him as former comedian extraordinaire and everyone's TV dad. That's now rapist and in jail.
Everyone's favorite TV dad, now rapist.
Now rapist. Convicted rapist Bill Cosby. His spokesperson says the comedian thinks prison is, quote, an amazing experience.
Wow.
Despite the circumstances, Bill Cosby said his time in prison has been an amazing experience, according to his press spokesman, Andrew Wyatt. He said in a TV interview.
He did work for NBC for a while, so I guess they're, when you put it in context, I don't know if it's bad to work at NBC. That was really just that was kind of a Letterman joke, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, it really was. He was giving Les Moonves a hard time, who also, as it turns out, might be kind of a rapist.
Right.
Anyway, he says, let's see. He said, yes, he uses the term amazing experience. Wyatt's interview on WCAU in Philadelphia provides new details of Cosby's behind the bars time at SCI Phoenix. This is a prison just outside of Philadelphia. He grew up in Philadelphia, that's his hometown. Because he used to do comedy about talking about growing up playing football on the street with his friends in Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's funny when you say SCI Phoenix, I don't think of Philadelphia. I think of Arizona, but
yeah, I don't either. Anyway, he was sentenced in September to 3 to 10 years in prison for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand in particular. There were many other cases, but this was the one he got convicted for in his home in 2004. So if he's 80, he's 81 now or something?
Sounds right.
2004, how old would he have been? He still was, old. This isn't just some young guy doing terrible things and then matures up. He was old when he was doing this in 2004, and reportedly his entire career.
I was thinking it was earlier than that. 2004 is just when he did the stuff to Andrea Constant. I'm guessing it was
oh yeah, there's a
late
long
90s or mid to late 90s too.
Yeah, there was a long running deal going. Yeah. Here's an interesting bit. Also, Bill Cosby's wife Camille has yet to visit him in prison. Won't go there. And he says that's how Cosby prefers it. He says, quote, right now I'm his only visitor outside of his attorneys, and that's the way he wants it. She, meaning his wife, has not visited him. He does not want her to visit him. And he also hasn't drank any coffee since he's been there. Here's the funny part, says this guy. Mrs. Cosby's been trying to stop him from drinking coffee for 55 years, and it took this to stop him from drinking coffee.
Oh, my God. Even this sounds like a sitcom plot, right?
Yep, a bad one, too. A bad 80s sitcom plot.
You're never going to get me to stop drinking the coffee.
It would be part of his next...
Yeah? Well, you're going to be in jail. Okay, then I'm going to stop drinking the coffee.
No, it'll be a stand-up thing. He sits in a chair on a stage and tells this and... about how he learned something in prison. Anyway, it says he does not eat in the area with the other residents. He does not have a cellmate. He does not exercise with other residents. Apparently he's lost a bunch of weight and he works out every day. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so many junk calls today. Why? Turn that off. You know what? I'm putting my phone in full-on ignore mode.
Do not disturb.
Yeah.
Turn on the old moon.
Yeah. How do I?
Click the moon.
I gotta wait
Swipe
for
up from the bottom and then just tap the moon.
Well, I'm using the new one. Hold on. It's up here on the top.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Okay, there's the moon. Do not disturb me. Okay.
I'm 18 revisions back on phones and tablets and computers.
I think you're only a year. Yeah,
you're
only
a year. Yeah.
Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. Oh. He's now being held in General Pop, which is basically an arraignment of two stories worth of rooms. And then they have this day room space where inmates can talk, watch TV, play cards, that stuff.
Yeah.
And like all these other inmates, he has to be accounted for in his cell 7 times a day. Bill Cosby, everybody.
I wonder, just wonder what he's ordering from commissary and stuff like that. After watching that 30 days in or 60 days in, whatever that reality documentary show about putting these people, these volunteers into prison to kind of figure out where the drugs are coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally know exactly what that day room and the 2 stories, because the boss is always on the second level where you can kind of oversee. There's like the jail boss.
They had a room like this in Oz. Remember Oz?
Never saw Oz.
Oh, okay. Oz was very much that kind
I
of
hear
space.
it's really, really good, though.
Oz is good. Although Oz was filmed at a time when you could tell it was a digital camera and not film. Do you know what I'm talking about?
For a second there, I thought you were going to say Oz was filmed in front of a live studio audience.
And then Norm comes in and everyone yells his name. Yeah.
Oz!
How's it going?
What's going on, Mr. Oz?
Dropped my soap and got prison raped. How you doing? But yeah, like, what was I going to say here? It just, I mean, if you think about it too hard, it really is bummer. It's such a bummer. What he was and what we think of him now.
Oh, yeah.
No, how far that star for me, as someone who grew up with his albums, who had them memorized, who just loved everything Bill Cosby did, and then just is so, just bums me out.
It's basically shaken up, what we do as far as our heroes, right? Like thinking that, these 8 people that I've always looked up to my entire life, and celebrities and movie stars, TV stars, PBS television stars, whatever, they're untouchable. Nothing's ever going to come out about these guys. And now it's like it throws everything into suspect. You watch some show and it's like, oh, I really like that Tyler Barres. And it's but really what's in his closet? I don't want to like anybody because it's going to be a Cosby situation or a Bryan Singer situation or Kevin Spacey, whatever,
Yeah, Jeannie says it. Stop looking up at celebrities. I know. I get it.
Yeah, except for the tall ones.
And the tall ones you have to look up to them. If you see, I don't know, who's a good tall one? Brundlefly,
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, he's a tall guy.
Yeah, I love Jeff Goldblum. I never want to hear that anything bad, that Jeff Goldblum has done anything bad. Can we please? Can I have a safe celebrity, please?
Yeah, I feel like there's always there's that funny Onion article, I think it was, or somewhere where it says breaking news. This just in, multiple women around Tom Hanks say he's the nicest guy I ever worked with on set. I think there are a few people that are still in, but you just don't know until you know, right?
Yeah, right.
So I until proven otherwise, I'll admire somebody, and then if I find out it's all shot, it's just harder for me with the Bill Cosby thing because we were kids and we were impressionable, and he just was like such a force to be reckoned with, and he was the comedian that you could laugh with your parents at, like. It wasn't like Eddie Murphy's Raw, where I could only keep that to myself, There's no way my mom would ever even let Raw in the house. Are you kidding?
Right. Oh, yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and Big T 2000 says, Brian, no, you can't. Don't idolize anyone. And I'm not even saying going so far as to idolize them. Even just saying, oh, man, anytime Tom Hanks comes out with a movie, I'm going to go see that movie. I don't care what it is. I don't want there to be celebrities that I'm afraid to do that with because something's going to come out and it's going to be like, oh, yeah, remember when I really liked Baby Driver? Oh, Baby Driver is such a great movie. And then 2 weeks later,
yeah,
can't like Usual Suspects, House of Cards, or Baby Driver anymore.
I mean, you can, but the point is that it's impossible to not have that be a part of your brain now.
Right.
Like you can't help
that actor pop up in that film, and it's like, crap, I can't see him as the character he's playing because I see him as coaxing underage kids into his hotel room wearing nothing but a bathrobe, and whoops, my bathrobe fell off.
Oops, you guys want to help me put it back on? Oh, you touched my ween. Like, exactly. Yeah, they're tainted. Right. Exactly. Yeah. Rainbow Bright. She's right. Anyway,
so
speaking
I don't care about. I do still listen to Michael Jackson, Lemonade. Or Lemonade, yes. I mean, I'll get over it. You know what? I'll listen to Michael Jackson. I won't listen to Gary Glitter. Gary Glitter's kind of gone for me now.
Yeah.
Even though the one song that everybody knows by Gary Glitter features the least amount of Gary Glitter. It's that da-da-da.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I feel like the reason we should be less inclined to watch Usual Suspects anymore is less and less these days about Kevin Spacey and more about the stuff that's coming out about Bryan Singer.
Oh, I know, right?
Really rotten business coming out. I mean, I like to see these things play out to see if there's, corroborating evidence and that sort of thing. But man, if any of that stuff's
I wonder
true,
if we could find the all right. So that's got Bryan Singer and Kevin Spacey. So that's got 2 X's.
Yeah.
What movie has the most X's? Like, is there a Harvey Weinstein produced film that features Bill Cosby, Kevin Spacey?
Oh, is there? Wait, who produced? Maybe that's even produced by the Weinsteins. That movie. I don't actually know.
I wonder if it is.
It could be.
It was a was it Miramax?
Miramax was them, yeah. And I think that's them, isn't it? Wasn't it Miramax? Or am I thinking of something else?
I can't remember now.
But also,
no, it'd be Weinstein. The Weinstein company. It would be separate from.
Oh, okay. But you also had Stephen Baldwin on there, and he's not so much. He's just a dick, right? So I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, he's
a dick.
There's
plenty of dicks.
Super crazy pants. Like, I don't even know if by all accounts, certainly like an interview with Howard Stern, I think Alec Baldwin was talking about it. He is kind of like the black sheep of the Baldwin brothers.
Yeah.
Like, they don't even talk to him that much anymore because he's gone so far off the deep end.
Yeah, Thanksgiving doesn't happen in that house, I don't think.
Yeah.
But, like I was watching with Carter the other day, and very much enjoying Disney's Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for me to now watch that. I still enjoy it, but it's hard for me to watch it and not think about what a douche James Woods is
right,
now.
Hercules went and like fondled a bunch of tree nymphs or something.
No,
right?
It wasn't that. No, that freaking James Woods is in it, and he plays Hades, and he's great in it. He's amazing in it. But he's such a douche in real life. He's a complete creeper douchebag, openly douchebag, and I don't like him. But I love that movie. So there's always these little things. Whatever. The point is, people worship sucks, so don't get involved in it. Don't be worshiping the people. Admire the work, and then decide if you can stand the work after somebody does something bad. There's your answer.
Yeah. I still highly recommend Baby Driver if you haven't seen it. It is a really well edited, produced movie for sure.
People asking what James Wood did, just go read his Twitter account. You'll be fine.
Yeah, he's kind of in that same bag as the dude from Justified, the police, the sergeant or the sheriff, the captain that Raylan Given works for.
Right. Oh, that guy. Yeah. See, that's the thing with him.
Yeah.
At least he, like in James Wood's case, there's a period of his life where he's in his like 40s picking up 16-year-olds.
Nick Searcy. Yeah. Thanks.
So picking up 16-year-olds and being Nick Searcy are two different things. So I think Nick Searcy gets a bigger reprieve from me than James Woods does. Because he's not trying to, be all rapey. It's the rapey ones I don't like. That's who I don't like.
Right.
If you're going to be rapey, not into you. Don't like it. If you're not going to be rapey, just going to be a dick, maybe we can make something happen. I don't know. All right. Hey, let's look at this here story. A substitute, speaking of a taint.
Speaking of a taint.
Substitute teacher under fire after they should just get fired. I don't know why they're under fire, but anyway, after telling their class or her class that Martin Luther King Jr. killed himself.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, this is not good. Of course, this happened in North Carolina. A substitute teacher is under fire after he reportedly told this class, they're elementary kids, that assassinated civil rights leader Martin Luther King actually killed himself. Teacher is also accused of telling the kids that if anyone who doesn't support Donald Trump was not a real Christian, and told one child that the athletic gear he wore to school was prison attire.
Oh, jeez.
It happened Friday during a music class at the Rand Road Elementary School in Garner, North Carolina. The sub, later identified as Elizabeth Temple, was apparently having a hard time getting the kids to settle down, according to a parent named Billy Bird. Isn't that also an actress?
No relation to the actress who plays everybody's grandmother.
Oh, right. And she always had her bra on the outside, or at least one time did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think one time she did. She was the grandma in 16 Candles?
Yeah, 16 Candles. We just saw
like that. Yeah,
we did. She was in all those 80s things where you needed a grandma. And and if you needed a grandma who was just slightly kind of off, she was your
grandma.
Straight to her.
Exactly.
Yeah, she was great. Anyway, not that Billy Bird.
Nope.
Whose son Nathan was singled out for his clothing. Temple was supposed to show a video to the class, but had a hard time getting the students to calm down, including Nathan. For some reason, Temple went off on a very different track and told the students that King's assassination was a complete fabrication.
Good Lord.
She also said, hold on, this is the best. Where is it?
Okay.
I got to find it here. Should teacher found the need to comment on the son's... Oh, she talked to his sons about his appearance, saying he was wearing prison attire. Basically, it was athletic gear on a black boy. And to her, that meant, well, you're going to go to prison.
Ooh,
it says, to wear athletic apparel while being black is obviously a mark for long-term imprisonment these days by racist radicals portrayed to be godly and upright conservative Christians.
Listen, I say the same thing about Uma Thurman and Kill Bill, Ben Stiller and his kids, and the Royal Tenenbaums, all of Run DMC, and...
Yep. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. There was another one here about something she said on Facebook, and I can't find it now. Where is it? Temple... I can't find it. There was a great line that she... where is it? I can't find it. Anyway, she's a nutbag. Fire her. Don't hire her again. Don't have her subbing for your kids. What are you doing?
Right.
Get it together. She likes taters and butter. I don't...
She go and make love to her tater? Jeez.
Racist Peggy Hill. That's about right. Peggy Hill would never do this, though.
No.
All right. Well, there's that. Hey, how about this one? Yeah, we got time for this.
Okay. All right.
We got time for this. Man accepts a lottery jackpot, but only does it in a Scream mask. He won $1.1 million in the lottery prize, and when he went to pick it up, he wore a Scream mask and gloves so nobody could tell who he was.
Are we sure that just wasn't his face when he realized he won $1.1 million $1.1 million? Like,
it's like a big distorted Kevin face from Home Alone. Yeah. So hold on, look, chat. Here's a picture. He's sitting there at the table at the signing, and he's wearing these thick rubber gloves.
That is absolutely hilarious. That's really like the only thing he could figure out a way to keep his anonymity was a freaking Scream mask.
Yeah. I guess
you don't want to show up with like a Patrick Swayze rubber Ronald Reagan mask from Point Break.
No.
Kind of looks... That's probably even scarier these days.
Just asking for it if you did that. Yeah.
Yeah, but what mask? Every mask you think of, like, all right, okay, can't do a hockey mask. That one's out. Can't do a little baby head mask like they do in Happy Death Day.
Can't do like a ski mask or else you look like you're robbing the place.
So let's say, all right, here's what you do. What do you do? What do you do, Scott? Hot shot, pop quiz.
Okay.
You want to keep your anonymity when you go and pick up your lottery check, go and sign your lottery check. What do you do to keep your anonymity?
Oh, my gosh. I think I do the fake mustache glasses route. And like a hat and some long hair that isn't mine.
Oh, the Groucho.
Yeah, or something that it doesn't have to look like Groucho, but just alter my face with stuff that I would not normally have.
Look like the Beastie Boys in that Sabotage video, basically, right?
Yeah.
Do they make a? I'm sure they make a mask of rich Uncle Pennybags from Monopoly. That's how I would show up.
Yeah, you got bags of money with you.
Right, exactly.
Oh, that's too good. Well, anyway, this guy's got his money, and we're all happy now. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Tom Merritt will be here. We're going to do the preview to the Daily Tech News Show. That's right, the tech segment right here on TMS, then Nicole, and then a huge announcement. So stick around for all of that. Brian, play a song.
I will play a song. Really, really digging this right now, and we've done a lot of rock the last couple days for Indie in the Middle. Let's go to some more electronic stuff, a little bit more house, trance music. A guy named Plastic DJ. I don't think that's his real name, but I'm going to go with it. Is producing this stuff, brand new album coming out called Hold Me Now. This first song, you got different vocalists on each of the different tracks on the album, but this one reminds me so much of Ellie Goulding. You could have told me it was an Ellie Goulding song, and I would have said, oh, sure, I believe it. Makes sense. The song is called Hold Me Now. It's the title track from the new EP from Plastic DJ. Here is Hold Me Now.
All right, here you go. We'll be right back. All right, Brian's going to go put something
in. Oh, yeah, thanks. Yes, I'm going to go start the oven for some Brussels sprouts and put my tilapia in the sous vide.
That's a good idea. So stick with us, everybody. We'll be right back. Play a little something here to tide us over. How about this one? look who's back, everybody. Everything's sous vide okay?
Yep, it's all in there, and that's heating up. The oven's heating up. I've actually just put the Brussels sprouts in there. I texted you a photo, but your phone's on Do Not Disturb, so you probably
I didn't get it.
Yeah. But,
I see it. I just didn't get the notification. Let's see here. Oh, look at that.
Yes.
Me likey.
A little salt, a little pepper, some olive oil.
Look at you, Mr. Chef Man, doing the chefy things. This is great.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive. All right, here comes the transition, and then we'll bring Tom in. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
Nothing's going to happen to anyone as smart as Min-May, isn't that right?
Yeah. They're taught how it works by playing at being a computer.
This is the morning stream. Behave yourselves.
We're back, everybody. We have successfully transitioned from
have we?
The first hour to this part of the show. Oh, I see where you were going. No, I have not
phrase
transitioned.
means something else these days, Scott.
Somebody did ask me the other day if I had to have some kind of... Oh, I shouldn't bring this up here. I'm not going to bring this up. Never mind. Chat rooms lay into me. No. They'll lay into me. I can't do it. It's not happening.
Okay.
All right. Hey,
my God.
Check it out, everybody. We dodged a bullet, but we got this instead.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is none other than Tom Merritt of Los Angeles, California. Hello, Tom.
It is true.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't get any Ellie Goulding vibes out of that you played just
Really?
now.
Oh, I thought it sounded just like her.
I was getting more of a Sway Lee thing.
It was more of a...
Oh, sure, I could hear that, sure. Yeah.
Getting more of a Super Mario 64 vibe out of it is what I got.
Was there a little Fetty Wap in there?
With a little Fetty undertone.
Yeah, a little Fetty. I don't like my WAP unless there's some Fetty in it, so I get it.
There's no WAP without the Fetty.
Nope, this is all true.
That's right.
I'll tell you what else is true. Tom is here. We're going to talk about the world of tech today in a segment we call Tom's Tech Time. And it's all a big, nice lead into later today, which is the Daily Tech News show Tom hosts that I get to be on today, which is very exciting. So, Tom, what has befallen us this fine day in technology?
Well, just in case there are maybe one or two people wondering, we will definitely talk about Activision Blizzard on DTNS today.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll have plenty of other opportunities to hear Scott express his opinions about that as well. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to mention right now that BuzzFeed's saying Apple's going to have its event, its spring event. They usually have one in March, on March 25th. And they're likely not to introduce hardware. There's a lot of rumors out there about a new iPad mini. There's some rumors about new AirPods. But BuzzFeed sources are saying, don't expect that. Expect services-oriented announcement, particularly a news subscription service that would be like a Netflix for news. Don't forget, Apple acquired Texture, which provided that kind of service. So people have been expecting them to use Texture to launch some kind of iOS-based service. This would be, according to these sources again, probably $10 a month and give you unlimited access to everything in the store. Now, the Wall Street Journal is reporting its sources say that there are some hesitations by big publishers like, the Wall Street Journal itself, as well as the New York Times, Washington Post, over the fact that Apple apparently wants to split the revenue 50-50. Apple keeps 50% and then divides the rest of the 50% up based on what articles people read. So similar to the way Spotify does music, you play music from one more artist a lot, that sends a little more money their way, a very small amount, but it sends more. So, and a lot of the publishers are balking at that, as well as the fact that Apple doesn't want to share any customer data with the publishers. And a lot of the money publishers make off subscriptions is based on marketing to the subscribers based on the data they get. And Apple famously doesn't ever want to share that kind of information.
Yeah, which I both appreciate and also understand why that would be a raw deal for those who he's trying to work with or get deals with. But my question is, this is obviously different than their current their newsreader app, which is this like aggregator for blogs and stuff, and they have some arrangements.
And that has Washington Post, New York Times articles, but if you hit the paywall, you stop getting the articles, right? This would allow you into the paywall of these sites.
So as Brian says, same app though? Do you think that'll be, well, we don't know.
Again, this is all based on sources, but the sources say it would be, it sounds like it would be an add-on to that news app. So you'd go into the news app, you'd still get the free stuff that's in there, but if you want to dig a little deeper, you pay $10 a month.
Right.
And there might be some magazines involved as well.
I don't know how I feel about this. I think I've been going through a little existential crisis lately about news consumption. There's just too much, and it's all in my face all the time, and I don't want to do it anymore.
Too much news.
And it's, it's the same old thing, and we don't have to get into details here, but there's just so much of it, and it's just so blasted out every
there's such a parallel between news consumption and food consumption, right?
Yeah.
Like, we as a society have gone through this, like, dealing with abundance of food, and like, you know what, we shouldn't eat burgers all the time, and news is the same way now. Like, there's too much of it. You have too much access to it.
Yeah, and you have to kind of install in yourself a dedicated plan to diet yourself away from the fire hose version of news, and then
the news that has a tasty headline but's bad for you.
Right. Yeah. Right. The Twinkies of news. Right. I don't want those anymore. What I want is some desirable, reasonable sources. And when I say that, I don't want
Brussels sprouts.
I don't want 100 of them. I want like 1 or 2. I don't know if that's reasonable for me to want anymore in this day and age. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm, because here's what happens. If I find 1 or 2 news sources I do trust, let's say it's, I don't know, I'll just throw them out there. Let's say it's the Times and it's Wired, okay? Let's say those are my two places to go for what I want. It doesn't matter how good they are or how, solid journalism is happening on either side of that, because there's still going to be this feeling in the back of my head that's kind of scratching at me going, well, you're missing out on a million other kinds. Why don't this is silly in 2019 to limit your access to this stuff. But then another part of me, the angel on the shoulder, says, no, this is a great time to limit your access to news.
It's tough because we used to be forced to limit, right? There was only one newspaper in most towns, or maybe you had 2, but that's all, you just chose one. And now
3 channels, and when they showed the news, it was 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night,
and they all showed it at 10 o'clock. So you just picked one, and it's great that we now have multiple sources so that we can triangulate. We can see, like, just from the tech news side of things, I'll read what Engadget says, then I'll read The Verge, then TechCrunch, then Ars Technica, and I get a more complete picture because of that. But I have to pick very carefully which sources I expose myself to. Right. That's a lot of work. A lot of people, I think, like yourself, Scott, would rather just be like, you know what, I just want a source. I think Apple's trying to lean into that by saying, here, pay us $10 a month. We will use our algorithm to present to you the ones we know you like. Right. Because you use this news app all the time. And then you will see the news without having to deal with paywalls, but you'll still get to look at multiple perspectives.
Right. I guess that's true. I mean,
although within your own bubble.
The great indicator of our time for me was the other day, having it finally land on me that there are literally 2 Fire Festival documentaries I could choose from to watch. And that's just kind of crazy to think about. Simultaneously, 2 major streaming outlets released a documentary, and they're doing what you just said. I can triangulate. The one focuses way on the before, the other one focuses almost entirely on the event.
I guess you biangulate, but sure.
Biangulate. Yes, very. And there's probably a podcast somewhere where somebody's done like a 12-episode arc on this. I would love to find it because I'm fascinated by that whole mess. But my point is, like, I just need to accept the fact that there's lots of these voices looking for my attention, and maybe have a more positive view of that it's my choice to decide who to listen to and who to drown out, and when to let something seep in and when not to. I mean, this is, again, an existential thing I'm going through right now that is purely about me and my media consumption. But I have to think other people are feeling this way too. So anyway,
I don't think you're alone.
Yeah. I think this is an interesting thing regardless, because this is Apple saying this is Apple, a major tech company, saying we think news being fed through our phones and through our tablets and our computers remains an important factor, thing, deal, whatever, and we think there's a profitable model there. And so I guess let's see. But also, if they're not going to show any hardware, there's no way they have an event where it's just that. They'd have other stuff probably, and who knows what those will be. Any other rumors, like, I don't know, new cloud services or Anything cool like that?
I mean, there's a rumor kicking around that we might hear about the TV service at this announcement as well. We know they've been spending billions of dollars on top names like Spielberg and Reese Witherspoon and Oprah to create shows, and we might hear about that, although the sources are less definitive about that. But it does seem, some people are like, we might still hear about hardware, but it does seem like this will be Apple doubling down on what they said in their earnings call, which is, we're pivoting towards services. We're definitely going to make services a bigger and bigger part of our business.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. And then today you'll get lots of good commentary on this and other stories, including that Blizzard Activision thing. We'll at least touch on it today.
For sure.
Yeah, there's a lot to say there. But outside of that, Tom, anything else going on you want to mention?
Yeah, I know I've been mentioning it every week, but I'm having so much fun coaching the America's Next Top Podcasting Idol contestants. It's such a great group.
It really is.
Yeah, and I have gotten caught up to where I am sad when people are gone. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to talk to that person.
I know it physically hurts when we have to let somebody go. Physically
it
hurts.
really does. Yeah. So shout out to that. I hope people enjoy it as much as I am enjoying participating in it.
Well, your role in it has made it very interesting during our judging process, because we get an aspect that we would otherwise not have any access to, which is here's what Tom told us, and we hear that and we go, oh, interesting, they did integrate this, or not, they didn't integrate that enough.
There've been a couple times this is what Tom told us, but we decided to go a different way, and guess you got eliminated.
Yeah,
but that's every reality show when you have those coaches. They're like, well, she's gonna have to really try to hit that high note, and then she doesn't hit the high note, and whatever.
Yeah. The one this week, the dismissal this week was really rough. I thought I came away maybe more than any of them. Maybe they're just getting harder every time because we're narrowing it down, but.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the way these things work too, right? As you get closer to the end, the people get better and better, theoretically, right? Because
you spend more time with them.
And you grow closer to them. They get better over the course of sticking around and doing it every week. So yeah.
Well, it's very interesting to be a part of it, and it sounds like it is for you as well. So people should be checking that out. Brian, where do they go? Let's do a little plug here. How do they get it?
They go either online. They go online, Scott, on the internet.
Whoa.
They go to the website, americasnexttop.podcaster.com, or you just go to iTunes or Google Play and do a search for America's Next Top Podcaster, and they come up. Both of them come up right there. Super easy, super quick, and fun.
Nice. I like the internet. Super cool.
That's right.
Today, Daily Tech News Show, 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Check it out, dailytechnewsshow.com. Ace Detect on Twitter. Tom Merritt, thank you so much.
You betcha.
We'll talk to you later. He has a Baltimore Browns shirt on, I just noticed. I just wanted to comment on that.
Baltimore Browns.
No
That's
way.
not a real team.
It's a baseball team.
It's a fantasy baseball team.
It's a fantasy baseball team, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it has been since 1989.
Wow.
88, actually. 88. Yeah.
Do they have decent not costumes. They have decent uniforms.
The hat says BLT.
Nice.
Because the Cleveland Browns uniforms are gross. Just putting it out there.
Boring. Just boring.
Blech. They look like those chocolate flavored candy corns. They're so gross. All right. What now? Oh, Nicole.
I
knew that. Guys, we're one guest away from the big Vegas announcement.
Wow, I love this tease. It's like coming up later in the show, we'll find out what Gordon Ramsay thinks of contestant Ariel.
Well, it's been a hard fight to finally get here.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And so I'm just so excited we finally have an answer on the whole thing, but it's going to be great. So here we go. Yes. Nicole is on her way, I see. Nicole, are you there? Not yet? Okay, hold on. I see her image, but no.
No, Nicole.
No pickup from Nicole.
No, sweet Nicole.
She forget to do it? Oh, no, she no answer. Maybe I pause show for a second.
All right, we're going to pause the show for a second.
Yep.
And then we're going to track her down. This happens sometimes. Sometimes 2 days in a row. Like yesterday. Sometimes not.
Right.
It's still doing that weird thing when I select my software, you disappear.
And I turn black? Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Brian turned black. Brian's not supposed to be black.
It's not supposed to be black. All right. Let's see. I'll text her here. Hey, Nicole. You coming? Hi.
What's the story?
All right. I have now asked her if she is coming. And she will say, in her own words.
Today's detective just said, "Oh, stop. Hammer time."
Oh, she says, "Oh, shit. Sorry." So she's... I don't know if that means she's on her way or if she just...
You know, I just wish people would take this job seriously. That's all I ask.
Look, if we weren't paying her $900 per appearance...
That's right.
No, we know. We don't care. We're easy.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. I see a thing. Nicole, are you there? Can you hear us?
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hold on. I gotta get the recorder back going. No, you're fine. You're totally fine.
I was
all
like,
good.
oh, today's Wednesday. Oh, no.
Yeah. I wonder if
I gotta watch something.
I gotta recommend something.
I've already watched it.
Oh, okay, good. All right. Well, here's your thing. Nicole Spagnolo, all the way from also Colorado. It's not a town. It's just...
Yeah, also Colorado, just south of
as well.
Always Colorado.
Yeah,
Maybe
always,
Colorado.
also, and as well. I love Aswell, Colorado. It's such a nice town.
As well. Yeah.
Welcome to the show. How are you? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I got a little thing, and you know, sometimes when you start to get sick and you just have something, you're like, oh no. But I've had it like for 5 days, so I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Well, maybe that'll be the extent of it. Maybe that'll be the whole brunt.
So.
Yeah,
maybe.
I've had that before. I totally get it.
Yeah, it's just weird. It's like, are you gonna get sick or are you not gonna get sick?
I've had a very lucky winter season so far. The sickest I got was back in July when I had the flu with the fever and all that. And I'm trying to think, was there anything else between then? No. I just haven't been sick. I just haven't got anything. And there are people around me. Nick's sick. He's sick as a dog right now. Probably because he's playing video games till 4 a.m.
Yeah, that really helps your immune system when you don't get enough sleep.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So he's all jacked up. But other than that, I feel like a ticking time bomb. I'm going to get something here soon. I'm just sure of it.
Knock on some wood.
Here we go.
Throw some salt over your shoulder.
I gotta ask you, by the way, I was actually kind of surprised when I didn't see this in the news, and it just dawned on me, but Nicole would be the best person to ask about this. Do you take the kids to Chuck E. Cheese's?
I have in the past. It's been a while, though.
What did I miss? Is something happened?
Why?
They're under fire.
Okay.
As an employee says that they go around to the uneaten pizza that's left and they combine it into new pizzas. Like they basically take the slices that haven't been eaten, gather them back in the kitchen. That is what a former employee.
Yeah.
Spokesman calls claim unequivocally false. The claim is made in a video by about Chuck E. Cheese by somebody named Shane Dawson, who did a 2-part series. I don't know who that is, but it's a documentary.
I'm going to start licking my pizza and just leaving it.
Let's see. His theory.
Yeah, but that might be pizza that somebody else had.
Oh, so what they're saying is if it's an untouched, if it's like an untouched half or slice of a pizza, they'll pick it up, take it back, put it under the lamp, and then say it's good.
Combine it back in a new, like they Voltron it into a new pizza.
See, I would just give it to the employees. I'm like, you want the pizza? Take the pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Well, even that though, this is pizza that somebody had. You know, they may not have put that piece in their mouth, but
yeah, maybe the kid sneezed on it,
or touched it, or they've like taken a pepperoni off or something.
Yeah, they were just done picking their butt scratch and then they touched it again.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could get worse every minute.
The worst possible things that could happen to that pizza.
I know. Well, don't eat. Never go to Chuck E. Cheese for the pizza. Ugh.
We went to Main Event. Have you ever heard of a Main Event?
No. Is it like that?
Isn't that's the one we went to, right? Or is that not?
No. Main Event is somewhere in between Chuck E. Cheese and Dave & Buster's.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So Dave & Buster's, I think, they cater more towards the adults and trying to create that cool hip place that you want to go and drink beer and be friends.
Right. We went by one of these places and we were wondering what it was like, and
it's
cool?
pretty awesome for kids because a lot of times they have $20. You pay $20 for the entire day, and they have 2 sides. You have arcade, and here's what I love about it: they do have ticket games. But if you just pay the $20, you can play the ticket game. So like skee ball, you just don't get tickets. So for like my 3-year-old who's never going to get a ticket, but wants to play the stupid skee ball game, this is awesome. So you just have your card and you swipe your card, and all day we were there. We were there for like 5 hours, and we just did. And then they also have a more activity. So they have bowling, they have rock climbing, they have this thing above you where you walk on a rope and you do all kinds of like activities, and that's $20.
This used to be a giant. I'm seeing it right now. It's over by Flatiron Crossing Mall. This used to be a giant Brunswick zone.
Like a bowling alley deal. Brunswick
big bowling alley deal, and it also was right by the what used to be the indoor skydiving that I did.
Oh, that's fun.
Well, it says here, Nicole, you can organize an event that's got and these pictures of this like multiracial millennial kind of young people all at this event, and they're all drinking like fancy alcoholic drinks. So
I mean, they do have like it. Like I said, it's somewhere in between Dave & Buster's and Chuck E. Cheese, because there's elements of Dave & Buster's with the alcohol, and they have a bar, but there's a lot of fun stuff for kids too. So I like it better.
Let me ask you the all-important question: future Denver Tadpooler meetup?
I would totally say yes on that, because that is an easy place to mingle and have fun. Cool. So, and they have like a little, and they have billiards, and what's that one called where you throw the thing and ski ball? No, it's like a little it's like a little puck.
Shuffleboard? Shuffleboard.
Shuffleboard. Shuffleboard. Yeah. Well, that's
air hockey?
On the air hockey.
Air hockey. You know, the retirees sure love a good game of air hockey. I mean shuffleboard.
This is the one where it's like there's sand on it. I know what air hockey is. That's like
that's shuffleboard then. It's the
that's on the floor. Shuffleboard.
It's not always on the floor.
Oh,
they have
it's called the same
table. Really long table, and you've got the red and blue pucks, and you.
Is that what?
Is that called shuffleboard then? That's called shuffleboard.
Cornmeal.
Yeah, I love it. As a kid, that was one of my. I just like taking the little puck and just running it across the board.
Yes.
You know.
See, I would do the thing where you like whiz it down there as fast as you can. Like,
I did that too.
So that like hits the backboard of the drop.
Little ASMR with the
hilarious.
But yeah, all that stuff is there too. They have meeting rooms. I loved it.
All right.
If you're older than 50, shuffleboard is on the floor. Younger than 50, shuffleboard is on a table.
Yeah, there you go. Nailed it. There's no main event here. I'm sad. I wish
it's on the
there
Lido
was.
deck.
I'd go, but there aren't any in Salt Lake yet. I'd like to go to one of these, but
So after we do our movie, I might zip up just to make sure the Brussels sprouts aren't burning, because I am smelling them already in the house, and it's
Jamie.
And
you
I
should
just put
edit
them in the oven and started the oven.
Brussels sprouts at 10 a.m.
Well, he's just prepping them for later.
For lunch, I'm having a 0-point lunch: tilapia and Brussels sprouts.
Yeah,
roasted Brussels sprouts.
Let me say this about Brian though. He just said the words. After my movie, I think I'm going to zip upstairs. We need to edit that so it just says, after the movie, I'm going to zip up and end it there. And then send me that file so I can just play that.
Oh, that's going to take some serious editing. I don't know if anyone wants to go to that much trouble just for me saying a funny thing, Scott. I don't know.
Piece of cake. I think I know the guy. I think I know a guy. All right, let's do our Recomentals. This is where we recommend stuff we've seen on streaming services during the last week, and we begin with Brian, and he has a clip. And do you have any setup for said clip?
This is brand new, so brand new, it's a 2019 series.
Whoa, that is brand new.
It better not be mine. You better not pick mine.
I wonder if I did.
Maybe we don't have a backup.
Are there 8 episodes in?
Yes, there's 8 episodes.
Is it on Netflix?
Yes.
Does it feature somebody who was in a sci-fi TV show in the 90s?
I don't know.
Then we might have different ones.
Yeah, maybe it's different. There's a lot of 8-episode shows on Netflix, so let's find out.
There are, yes.
I'll play the clip and see if she yells.
It's my vagina.
What?
It's mine. Okay, and I need your help, you and that weird sex kid who looks like a Victorian ghost.
You just told everyone it was my vagina. You're a horrible person. Why should I help you?
Well, I don't know who else to ask. I don't care. Please. Look, I only sent that photo to one guy. I can't believe I was stupid enough to leave my face in it, but I was... I just had my eyebrows done and I was looking on fleek.
Okay, so what do you want us to do about it then?
I need you to find out who it was before assembly tomorrow. If this picture gets released, it will be on the internet for the rest of my life.
Oh, is this that thing with Scully in it?
It is the thing with Scully. It's called Sex Education, and now I know exactly what Nicole's Recomental is going to be. Yeah, it's Sex Education. It just premiered on Netflix this year. It is a British TV or British series, 8 episodes. Gillian Anderson, Asa Butterfield, who you know from Nanny McPhee. He was on Merlin, Ender's Game. He's really, really good. Really, really good actor. Anyway, it is a really funny comedy about this kid who is the son of a sex therapist played by Gillian Anderson. And because of that, he's kind of grown up stunted with all of this like sexual knowledge. He kind of becomes a sex therapist for his high school.
Yeah.
And it is excellent. It's really well done.
There's a woman. Funny.
Yeah, it's not for the kids. Little bit of nudity in there, and I swear to God, I think her name is Emma Mackey. She is the female lead on the show. She looks like a spitting image of a young Margot Robbie.
Oh, weird. Isn't Margot Robbie still sort of young, though? She's still in her 20s, isn't she?
Younger, yeah. I mean, an even younger Margot Robbie.
Like a teenage Margot Robbie.
Oh, okay. Fair
exactly.
enough. All right.
Like somewhere between Gillian Jacobs and Margot Robbie. How's that?
She's a fetus. I got it. Sure. Why not?
She's a fetus. Anyway, it's really, really good. It's a quick watch, 8 1-hour episodes, and a lot of comedy, but even some serious stuff about bullying and sexual orientation and stuff like that. Really, really good.
All right. I heard it was good. I heard it was British but felt American. Does that make any sense when you hear that?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because somebody said it was like the high school itself. Some of the stuff around there felt, at least to British people, very culturally not British.
For sure.
Yeah. So it's interesting. Yep. Interesting thing to do. I guess.
I mean, it's like a high school. Yeah, it feels like an American high school featuring a bunch of British students.
Yeah, which is kind of weird, but that's cool. All right. Well, I like Gillian Anderson a lot. She's cool.
Yeah, she's great, and it is a very surprising role for Gillian Anderson, especially. There's a scene where you see a quote unquote young Gillian Anderson giving demonstrations on how to do something, and it just is the most unscully thing you think you'll ever see.
Was it for someone named Jacques Folder? No, not someone who rhymes with Fox Mulder. No, okay.
No, not someone who rhymes with Fox Mulder.
All right. Well, here's mine. This is also a Netflix thing. It is not a series. It is a film, I guess you could call it. I'm
going to disappear for 5 seconds.
Yes, do that. He's going to go fix his tilapia or whatever it is.
Brussels sprouts.
He's going to jumpstart his Brussels sprouts. So, Nicole, let's see if you can figure out what this is. Here you go.
Mr. Birchgold had such an effervescent, wonderful personality. We became very good friends.
He was so engaged with the kids, too. I mean, he really was fun. And
he could give me a great feeling about myself. I was attracted to him.
Okay. Any ideas?
Was that the Mr. Rogers?
No. No, this thing could not be further from that.
Like, wow, Mr. Rogers had it going on.
Yeah. No, this is very different than that. I actually am looking forward to that Mr. Rogers documentary, but this is Abducted in Plain Sight.
Oh, I've been seeing like I follow a guy on Instagram and he's very upset with like 2 people in that show.
Yeah, I am too. And the people I'm upset with are these parents.
The parents, right?
My gosh, dude. Like, I don't even know where to start with this. It is one of the most twisted things I've ever heard of any story.
And it's a documentary?
Ever. It's a documentary. It's absolutely worth watching. It's not a Netflix original, but it's on Netflix. Okay, I'll try to give you the basics. It's some Pocatello, Idaho, small town. I've been there before. It's a little town, small community, all that stuff. Neighbor moves in, becomes very close to these other neighbors, and it just becomes like a part of the family. Everybody called him Uncle this, and he just became ingratiated in the family. Right. And it turns out the whole time, nobody knew this, but the guy's a raging pedophile.
Oh, God.
And he kidnaps, at some point, I don't want to give too much away. This is just kind of very basic skeletal stuff. But he kidnaps the daughter, one of the daughters that he has this thing with, and takes her away, and then makes up this huge, ridiculous story about where they were and what actually happened. And this is in the 70s, by the way, so we were a little less quick about finding people in rural spaces when bad things would go down. But the parts that throw me are just the series of stupid things people do. Like the parents. Oh my gosh! I just still to this moment.
I read that they let the guy sleep in the kid's bed.
Yeah, and not only that, it became the mom ends up having an affair with this guy, and he's only doing that and perpetuating it so he can get closer to this daughter.
Oh, good.
And then she's all grown up now and wrote a book about it and is really awesome. This girl in question, and it's a very heart-wrenching, for you and I as and especially you with little kids right now. I think it may hit harder than with some other people, but it just is like, I cannot believe the story these parents tell of what happened in the middle of this. Like, I want to say it, but if I say it, I'll blow the documentary for people, and I don't want to. I want them to see this and experience it for themselves, because you'll just be slapping yourself upside the face going, what the actual F are you thinking? Like, are you the dumbest people on the history of this planet? Like, it is something else, that movie.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I would recommend it, though. It's true crime with a weirdly not happy ending, but an ending that gives you hope for people who've been through something rough. And that's good. It's not all gloom and doom, but also it's just the weirdest journey I've seen in a documentary in a very long time.
And that's Netflix, right?
Netflix, yeah. Okay. Totally worth watching. The Alien Radio. If anyone else in the chat room has seen it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The Alien Radio. Please tell me you've not heard a more crazy thing than that. Oh my gosh, you have to watch it. Anyway, it's called Abducted in Plain Sight. It's currently on Netflix, and you should check it out. Brian, how's the sous vide real quick? Let's just check in.
Oh my God. Well, the sous vide's going fine. That still has another 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. No, actually, probably closer to 30. But the Brussels sprouts were ready. I pulled them out of the oven. I just tried one. Holy cow! They're nice and dark brown on the outside, almost charred. So they're warming right now.
Speaking my language.
Staying warm for the next half hour. Trying out.
Those make Nick gassy. He can't eat those, or he'll fart all night.
Yeah.
Nicole, tell us about your recommendation.
I'm gonna put it in the chat. Brian already knows it.
Yeah, I already know it.
Oh, do you already know it for real?
Also 8 episodes, also Netflix.
All right, well, let's run it. See what we get. Here we go.
Let's fuck this party.
Ooh.
Whoa! Sorry!
Happy birthday, baby! Life short, carpe diem, etc., right?
What I do with my time is my business, my choice, baby!
Sweet birthday, baby! What was I just doing?
What? What do you mean?
I'm out of here.
All right, this is what we talked about a couple days ago.
Yeah.
On the show,
I'm sorry. I didn't preview the clip. I just assumed it was a trailer. We'd be okay.
Yeah, usually that's true, but
at least the music is Crimson and Clover and not the final countdown.
Yeah. If you get, you already probably know it. It's Russian Doll. I plowed through 8 episodes of this show because I'm like, what am I watching? Is this Groundhog Day meets? I don't know.
There's a million of these where the
Wolf on Wall Street, maybe.
Yeah, the day starts over again trope is a thing that we're seeing a lot of lately.
They just did it on last night's Flash too.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I sent Brian a trailer for a whole nother movie that's doing the exact same thing. Except the guy, he gets knocked out, and then when he comes to, it's as if the Beatles never existed.
I love. Yeah, that sounds so awesome. It's so
and he's,
cool.
And he's a musician, so he's playing like Yesterday for his friends, and they're all blown away, and they want to know how he wrote that. And he's like, I didn't write it. The Beatles wrote it. And Paul McCartney. They're like, who the hell is that?
Like, what's the Beatles?
And I assume what happens later is that he becomes an amazing, awesome musician riding on the coattails of the now non-existent Beatles.
Right.
It's like
but then there's like a scene in the trailer where dude who does Carpool Karaoke, can't remember his name.
James Corden. Yeah.
He says, by the way, we've got you on the show. There are these two blokes who say that they've written all those songs that you've been playing. So there may not be the Beatles, but there's still a Lennon and McCartney who are writing all these songs.
Oh, that's awesome.
It
It actually sounds all right, but I'm usually kind of wary of this sort of story. So Nicole, how does this one do? Does it?
All right. So I love the lead actress. She's also in Orange is the New Black. She's been in
American Pie.
But I'm a Cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
That was a fun movie. I just love her, and I'm blanking on her name right now.
Natasha Lyonne.
Natasha.
Yes.
She was in American Pie, the original American Pie.
Yeah.
Who was she in that? I can't remember.
She was one of Pie Dude's friends, but not Tara Reid, but the other blonde friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
kind of the one that gives him the one that gives him kind of the tougher life lessons.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Yes. Now I remember. Go ahead, Nicole.
And I really don't want to talk too much about the show because
I don't want you to do it either. I don't want you
have you watched it yet?
No, I hear there's a great twist, and I don't want to know anything more than that.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too much into it other than what you heard in the clip.
Mm-hmm.
She's reliving this moment, and sometimes she gets further along, sometimes she doesn't. She's learning. I mean, it really is like Groundhog Day for her, and she's trying to figure out why. Like, why is this moment so special? And
Does
so
she have to start dating Andy McDowell to get out of it?
No,
she doesn't have to keep some ice cream on the ledge outside her bed and breakfast window. Okay, all right.
Not at all. But interesting thing about Groundhog Day, somebody actually calculated how long Bill Murray was stuck in that loop.
Yeah, it was like 10,000 years or something, or
10 years.
Yeah.
No, it was more than that. It was like 1,000 something.
I thought it was like 300 or something like that.
Oh God!
Yeah.
Become that proficient at piano, and be able to do. By the way, speaking of Groundhog Day, I heard about this yesterday. There is a sequel video game coming out, a PSVR video game where you're Phil Jr. You're basically Phil's son, and you go through Puxatawny.
What?
It's a new VR game. Yeah.
It's a new VR game, and
okay.
Unfortunately, they didn't get Stephen Tobolowsky to do the voice of Ned. I don't know why they didn't. They have some really bad voice impersonator of Ned.
He sure as heck didn't want to do that. He said.
Yeah, I guess not.
No, there's some people that are actually excited about that because the people who are making it made a really cool VR game, I guess, and it's similar in structure to something where the world would change a little bit every time you come back, sort of thing. So there's some people excited about that game. I don't know. It seems weird to me, but by the way, 10 years total is what Harold Ramis said in an interview once. He says we planned to have him trapped for 10,000 years. That was the original plan, but they went with 10 years because it seemed more plausible. And so 10 years, still a long time. Still a long time.
Thank you.
So
thank you very much.
Groundhog Day is like a happy twist on a very horrific situation. Like, it was funny, but this is more like how I probably would feel if I was stuck in this situation.
Oh, the Russian doll is more,
yes,
more appropriate.
It's darker. It's grittier.
Oh, don't forget, Bill Murray. Phil tries to kill himself like 3 or 4 different ways during.
Yeah.
It's a little dark if you think about it.
But you eventually kind of learn why it's called Russian Doll. And it's an inward journey that happens.
Because it's the Russian nesting dolls, right? The stacking
dolls?
Okay. I don't know why I did this. This is the universal
over and over.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, like this.
And it really is a journey for her to find out why this is happening.
Hold that up, Brian. What you got there? Sorry, Brian's got a... Oh, jeez.
My butt plug Russian nesting doll.
Oh, my God.
It's unpainted. It looks like.
Yeah, it does kind of, right?
Yeah.
Are you supposed to be painting those?
I am. Yeah, it's going to be Die Hard characters.
Oh,
it's going to be
cool.
John McClane on the outside, and then Hans Gruber, and then
you going to put the cop
very
in there?
center one is going to be the dude, the dead Marco on a chair with the sweatshirt that says "Ho ho ho! Now I have a machine gun."
Oh,
So I highly recommend Russian Doll. It's a fast watch. I really enjoyed it. You're like, what is going on, and what's going to happen next, and you just don't know, and the ending might leave you a little, huh? But I hear there's a second season coming.
Oh. Well, it's been a hit for them from something I read somewhere about Netflix saying they were very pleased, so it makes sense that they would maybe pull in another season. And she's not busy doing Orange is the New Black anymore because that's over.
Yeah.
So
I love her in this.
I thought there's still, isn't there one more like wrap up season of Orange is the New Black? That's what I thought.
I stopped watching after like season 3.
Well, and what's weird is it feels like the way they ended the most recent episode or the most recent season was a great wrap up. And
so maybe they don't need to then. They're good?
No, but there still is another. I think there still is another season.
Mark.
Yeah, they see me now. Can I say hi?
Hi, Mark. Oh, look at him. Sexy beast.
He's writing me a note, I think.
Italian stallion, that guy.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
I need to empty the refrigerator now.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go. The series has been renewed for a 7th and final season, which is scheduled to be released in 2019.
Oh, so they are doing a final season. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
I thought maybe a movie or something.
Which is silly. Shouldn't be, but it's silly.
Yeah. Well, maybe she'll get out of prison finally and get back together.
Well, she got out of prison in the last episode.
Oh,
Spoiler alert.
I
But
never saw
okay.
it. I have no idea.
Who cares?
Maybe she's gonna marry Silverman. It's all coming together.
Who was the kid in American Pie?
Oh, it all comes back together. Oh my gosh. I didn't
all
think about that.
connected.
Yeah, it's all connected. All right. Nicole's going to talk about not talk about them, post these all on Twitter. So follow her at Nicole Spag and you'll get all the info you need. Nicole, have a fantastic day. We'll see you later. Bye now. Okay. Guys, we have some big news.
Oh, it's time. Oh, we need like new big news music.
I got something for you. Here you go.
This is
no. Hold on, that's news. Not that kind of news. How about no. Hold on. I know I got a good one here. Oh, here we go.
There we go.
All right, that's our intro for today.
Nice.
Big news, everyone. If you are planning or were thinking about or even on the fence about coming to Viva TMS Vegas in April. Oh, jeez. I didn't mean to do that. Hit the wrong button. Then you're going to be excited. At least I am. I'm very excited about this, and I can't imagine nobody else will. But you may have heard rumblings in a couple of years past where I said, hey, one of these days we're going to do a cool Overwatch tournament, call it Overpants, and we just have a fun shootery time and whatever. And then that kind of came and went, and because I didn't have time to work on it and I couldn't get enough people to help me with it, and so we just sort of let it lie. And then as we rolled around to Vegas, we're like, what cool new thing could we try this year that we haven't tried before? Hey, we should try contacting those HyperX Esports Arena people, the new arena that's inside of the Luxor.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that used to be, by the way?
Used to be
some nightclub thing or something, or
I think it was a nightclub. I think it was the nightclub called LAX or LAX, depending on what horrible name you'd rather attribute to it.
Yeah, neither are good. I don't like either name.
No, exactly.
Anyway, so what we've done is for Thursday night, which is when most people arrive. I'm getting there early Thursday in the morning. Well, probably around noon or something. But we have procured that space. And we are going to get, and go look it up. Go look up HyperX Esports Arena. Just look at the damn thing and go, oh, really? We're going to get to hang out in there? Mm-hmm. And the answer is yes. We're going to have a fun, totally relaxed, good time tournament with anyone who wants to play. We think we're going to try to have 16 teams, whittle it down to 1. Right. But if not, we'll come up with whatever works. We're going to have some great guest color commentators. Brian and I will also be doing color commentating, but we'll have some switch in,
I'm
switch
definitely
out.
doing it because I can't play Overwatch to save my life. So
Right.
I'm.
Brian's
You'd rather hear me up on the microphone than actually see me playing for sure.
Brian's a terrible Overwatch player, is what we're saying. He's really
That's
bad.
exactly. I'll own up to that. Faux show.
Jury will be there to step in for me on games I'm not playing. Possibly a little bit of fun from Tom. We don't know. That's all still being worked on. But the event space is ours Thursday evening for a big chunk of time, and we are going to rock that place with some rad fun. Now, there's all kinds of good food there, and you can drink there, and you can do all the fun things you like to do there. Do we know if kids can come in there?
And if you don't play Overwatch, don't worry. We have the stage and the bleachers, but I mean the audience. Basically, we've got the place for you to sit and watch.
Oh yeah,
and
that's the other thing. This isn't just stage people. This is like the stage, and then big bunch of seating. So
right, exactly.
So okay. So the two important key things I want to get out of the way here is that this week we signed that contract and it's all done and set. Moving forward in the next couple of days to maybe by Monday, I have to figure that out, but sometime before Monday, I plan to have the event tickets available so that people can pick them up and you can lock yourself in for the weekend. And there's other, of course, all the rest of the weekend has stuff. We were originally trying to get a Friday night or a Saturday night thing. The way it worked out in the end, long effing story, but we ended up having to do it for the Thursday.
Yeah, it's not going to be any surprise to people. I've been working on this since the beginning of January, going back and forth with the people there on what we need and what they, their initial prices, and going back and forth and
what they require in
to
return.
make this thing happen.
It's just been a back and forth nightmare. But Brian persevered, and we got what we need. Mm-hmm. We got what you need.
Signed contract right here.
Yeah, we got a contract in our hands that's going to be sent. We're going to do the deposit and all that stuff. But here's what we need from you. You just need to pay attention to when those tickets go live so you can get your ticket. Now, tickets like last year will include some swag and some cool stuff. I have a really awesome idea this year for swag. It also includes entry into all the other activities that we have planned for the weekend, including any concerts we do, any the live TMS that we're going to arrange, all this stuff.
Right.
So, like last year, and like Nerdtacular in a way, that ticket gets you access to all of these things, now including this HyperX Esports thing. And what was the other thing I was going to say about that? I was going to say, the winners of the tournament get medals. I got that going. So
cool.
More info on that soon. And you're also going to love what your swag item is this year, everybody. Oh my gosh, it's going to be great. You just have to come. You got to go. So the details for everything, if the stuff about the esports stuff isn't up there on the site yet, we will have that up there soon. But go over to vivatmsvegas.com and find all the details. We have that better room rate thing going on. If you find you got a better deal somewhere else on the strip, that's okay. Those are just there to save you some money if you want it. We'd love it if you helped us with the block. So, whoever can stay there would be great. It's also nice to be around each other, all that stuff. Brian, am I forgetting anything?
No, and just kind of get everybody, like, all the stuff that we did last year, as far as, like, the meetup, we're still, I'm talking to the Millennium Fandom guys about having it there again. I don't see any problem with us getting that bar again for maybe a Friday night meetup. And then Saturday night, talking to James and Svet about a bar with a concert, and that's where the live TMS will take place as well. So,
do we know if kids are allowed in the esports place?
Kids are allowed in the esports place, so you can bring kids to the esports. The only place, like I think even the restaurant bar that we're talking about for the concert, you'd be able to have kids in the restaurant part, not in the bar part, but you could have them in the restaurant part. The only thing, the meetup place is the Millennium Fandom bar, so probably no kids there. But
yeah. But if you're planning your weekend out and you're thinking, man, it should be cool if I could do a bunch of stuff with my kids, absolutely. Yeah. Especially the esports bit, and I know there are a few parents who have been asking about that, and now I'm happy to say that. So there's that, but also,
And let me throw this out there too. We have the esports place starting at 7 p.m. So if you're trying to plan your flights out there, just make sure that you arrive in Vegas by like 5:30, something like that, where you can go drop your stuff off at the hotel, Even if you can't, you can probably bring it and just put it in the back, and it'll be fine.
Oh yeah,
but
it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's going to be Thursday night at 7 is when this thing starts, and
it's going to be great.
So excited about this.
It's going to be really good. And someone asked in chat about whether or not we can stream it. I think we're still making sure we're all good. Are we good?
The plan currently is that we are streaming it, and more details as we get there. But so far, it looks like no problem streaming. I'm actually going to be in Vegas in about 2 weeks, and I'm going to go down there and just kind of get a closer look at the whole setup behind the scenes and make sure that if there are any things that we need to know about and be prepared for, then we can take care of it.
Yeah. So listen, guys, this TMS meetup just went up 10 by 10 on the volume scale.
Oh, yeah.
So
yes. Exactly.
So watch for tickets. They'll go on sale so that we can, pay for all this. That's going to happen soon. They're not going to be expensive. I don't have an exact total right now, but they're not going to be outrageous or anything. We always, for these events, Nerdtaculars, all this stuff, we've always tried really hard to keep it nice and low and as accessible as possible, and that's this year also. So news on that probably by Monday, so that you can get yours reserved. And I think that's everything. We're pretty excited, though. Woo! Excited.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Very excited. This is going to be a blast. And it's going to be, as fun as it is, it's going to be casual. So don't worry. If you're not a great Overwatch player, I'm sure you're better than me, but you'll still have a blast. And who knows? I might find my way onto a team just so I can play, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see how it is.
And we could even do duck goose to pick teams. We don't even have to have people get all hardcore before the event and pull their teams together. Like it's just a fun, casual, good time. No pressure. Like think of it like the show. We don't have pressure here. This is just a fun time. We're having a fun time, and that's what we're going to have in Vegas. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of people who are in the competition for America's Next Top Podcaster will be there, and we will have crowned a winner by then. So hopefully the winner is going to be there in Vegas with us as well.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, it's going to be worth it. We had to jump through some hoops to get the Overwatch as an approved thing to even play there. So that's why another reason you need to come. The sweat and tears that went into making this happen, man. Don't let us down. Y'all got to come. All right.
Yes.
That's it for the show. Big thanks to everybody for listening. Patreon.com/TMS is our support link. You can also go to frogpants.com/TMS for that and everything else. We'll also have a link there shortly for the TMS info. In fact, it might already be in the show notes for each episode. In fact, yes, it is. Don't forget, you can leave us voicemails during the week. 801-471-0462. We'd be happy to play those on the air. I'm not getting a lot of TMS ones, but I'm getting tons of Skim ones. So, step up to the plate, everybody.
Don't let Skim surpass TMS as far as emails.
No. Morning stream, Scott Johnson in Coverville. Well, voicemails, but yes.
I'm sorry, voicemails,
yeah,
not emails.
That's it, everybody. We're done. Let's get out of here. Song from Brian. What do you got?
Here's what I've got. I've got something going out to Chuck Gaskill, who wrote in last week and said, "Greetings, programs. I wanted to request a song for my birthday. I'll be dinging 51 this Saturday, February 9th. This was this last weekend. And I was hoping you could play a song for me. I know this is a late request, and there are probably others ahead of me, so if you could just play it when you get a chance, I would really appreciate it. Keep the hobo on the down low, yo." Signed, Chuck. So happy birthday last weekend.
Yeah.
Chuck, 51, man. We've got... Boy, talking about an all-age show. We have got every demographic covered with TMS, I swear. His request is a cover of The Beatles by Sarah McLachlan. This was something that you could hear on the soundtrack to I Am Sam, which is a really, really good soundtrack. Movie's okay. Soundtrack is excellent. I Am Sam, Sarah McLachlan doing this cover of The Beatles' Blackbird way back in 2002. Going out to Chuck Gaskill. Happy 51st.
That's awesome. Happy birthday. See you guys tomorrow. Should have Wendy. Good questions. All the fun stuff we have on Thursdays. So come check us out then. Bye. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I am not sure if I know what that means.
Oh, Dr. Manhattan.